It's a reminder of California's criminal justice past and a symbol of the change in capital punishment. Well, it's California's last remaining original gallows. John Bartell here, making a little pit stop in Downeyville. Sierra County is one of California's least populated counties at just over 3,000 people. But in Downeyville, the county seat, tourists from all over come to see and experience the beauty, the small town feel, the endless outdoor activities, and of course, this. This is kind of a morbid roadside attraction you guys have here.
Absolutely.
This is the Sierra County Sheriff's Gallows, a National Historic Site and a reminder of the county's last legal hanging.
So John, as we walk up, you will notice there are 13 steps coming up.
13 steps?
There seems to be a lot of, superstition or tradition to this kind of thing.
Local historian and former Sierra County Sheriff Lee Adams never witnessed the gallows in action, but he does know its history.
We are on an authentic gallows that was used once in 1885 for the hanging of a gentleman by the name of James O'Neill, 20 years old.
According to court records, James O'Neill got in a fight with his boss, John Woodward, after O'Neill borrowed and overworked his boss's pregnant horse.
Was fired, either a struggle or a cold-blooded murder, and the result either way was that Mr. Woodward was killed.
Lee Adams says James O'Neill's death sentence was confirmed in both the judicial and Supreme Court, and he was hanged just 15 months after the murder.
The file in this case is maybe half an inch of paper. Capital case today is probably a small moving truck of files. So due process has changed in 100 and something years.
That was the last time the Sierra County gallows was ever used. Just a few years after James O'Neill was hanged, the state took over capital punishment. The gallows were put into storage above the courthouse for many years, until it was later reassembled as a historic piece.
Interestingly enough, that was around 1932, 1947, that courthouse burned to the ground. So if this had not come out, it would have been burned up in the courthouse.
At one time, nearly every county in California had its own gallows, but this one is the only authentic gallows still on display. Why save this thing? Why even keep it out here?
That's a good question. To me, it's not a statement on pro or con death penalty, but I would argue that it's representative of California's criminal justice past.
California's last hanging was at San Quentin in 1942. From then on, capital punishment in California would go through a series of changes and legal battles. But in Sierra County, the gallows symbolizes the beginning of those changes, for better or worse. From California's last remaining gallows, I'm John Bartell. Hope to see you on the Backroads.